Hello viewers, this is my fifth video on the topic of CERB and CRB. The recent episode of CRA letters issued to the recipients of CERB has disturbed many people. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to provide a holistic perspective on introduction of CERB, its replacement with CRB, and long-term tax implications of these benefits. So keep watching to the end to fully understand the whole situation. Now, you need to understand the underlying assumptions for CERB. We all know that once the COVID-19 pandemic started in the beginning of 2020 in Canada, the Canadian government took certain ameliorative measures to protect financial position of the Canadians. Since it was a unique incident with no historical experience, therefore the government took quick action by offering CERB comprising a $2,000 taxable monthly benefit to each Canadian who met certain legal requirements. This quick action was based on following key assumptions. 1. Financial protection. The financial income support offered under CERB was meant to protect average Canadians from financial crunch triggered by the pandemic. 2. Honest claimants. The second assumption was that only those Canadians will apply for the CERB relief who met the legal requirements set by the CRA on its web portal. 3. A short financial relief. The third assumption was that the CERB relief was required for a few months only, and the federal government could afford it by reappropriating its budget within various heads of accounts or probably through supplementary budgets. Now we'll look at the hindsight wisdom. When the pandemic lasted for a greater length of time, the CERB had to be extended twice, eventually from 4 to 7 months period, and later it was substituted with the Canada Recovery Benefit or CRB and has been extended up to September 2021. According to government statistics shared by the Parliamentary Budget Officer in September 2020, under CERB 9 million Canadians have received a total benefit of over $80 billion. Further, the CRB introduced on September 27, 2020 will cost an additional sum of approximately $18 billion. This is a colossal sum of money. And now the hindsight wisdom has prompted the federal government and the CRA to strengthen the eligibility rules and enforce strict screening of the recipients to ensure that wrong claimants and those who claimed the CERB and the CRB based on honest mistakes may be isolated and asked to return the money ASAP. After all, the government cannot afford such large budget deficits, and the CRA must develop a mechanism for recoveries from ineligible recipients. Now, what are the consolidation steps that have been initiated by the CRA recently? Now, since both the government and the recipients of CRB and CRB are at odds, since the CRA initiated the review, audit, and recovery processes in a piecemeal manner, so what these initiatives are? Some of the steps that irritate the recipients of CERB and CRB may include the following. The CRA started issuing letters to those CERB recipients who are believed to have wrongly claimed the CERB relief. The rules for CRB claimants have been made stringent that are causing problems for even the genuine claimants to apply for CRB benefit. The CRA is keenly awaiting for the people to file their 2020 personal income tax returns so that the CRA may get first-hand information about wrong claimants and start the recovery process instantly. The CRA may scrutinize significant number of 2020 personal income tax returns of recipients of CERB and CRB to ensure that wrong claimants may be identified. And finally, the CRA can open any tax assessment order and reassess a tax return afterwards if it gets additional information or suspicious circumstances prompted. Now, under these circumstances, what preventive measures the recipients should take? Since it is a serious situation, therefore, I would recommend the following steps. 1. If you have received a CERB or CRB relief with a bad intent or negligently, you must return the whole benefit immediately without waiting for the CRA notice. This may save you from penalties. 2. If you received the CERB or CRB in error and now you believe that you did not qualify for it, still return it now without waiting for the CRA notice, as it may entail penalties. 3. If you received the CERB or CRB benefits as a genuine claimant then you must update and consolidate all your financial records as evidence of your eligibility. This may be a daunting task for majority of the individuals, especially if you're a self-employed person with poor financial record keeping. Finally, if you are a self-employed person, then make sure that you meet the key criteria set for SERB and CRB relief. This include 1. Earning a minimum net income of at least $5,000 in 2019 or 2020 or past 12 months. 2. Earning only up to $1,000 per month during SERB relief. 3. Properly calculating your weekly earnings during CRB to ensure that you lost more than 50% of your weekly income when compared with year 2019, 2020 or past 12 months. This may be a gigantic task for many recipients. I believe this may be called a catch-22 situation for SERB and CRB recipients. The SERB and CRB, thought to be a piece of cake, has turned out to be an enigma. So even if you are a genuine claimant, start organizing your financial records pertaining to year 2020 personal income tax returns in a proper manner to avoid any unpleasant situation in the future. Now, question may be, for how many years to keep the record? Well, if you're wondering, then I may advise you that if you are one of the recipients of SERB or CRB, then you must keep record of income and expenses for year 2020 and 2021. The answer is at least 4 years from the date you receive an assessment notice of your tax returns. So if you receive the assessment notice for 2020 tax return on May 31, 2021, keep your record up to May 31, 2025. However, prudence may require keeping your record for up to 6 years because in case of a suspected fraud or suspicion, the CRA can expand the time frame of scrutiny of taxpayers' record to an extended period. And since SERB and CRB has drained government resources considerably, the CRA may opt for extended audits to make as much recoveries as possible. I repeat, CRA may opt for extended audits to make as much recoveries as possible over a period. I hope you enjoyed this video. For future updates, you may like to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for notification alerts. Thank you for watching.